Here we have the 1/60th scale Destroid Defender from Yamato. Front of the box, side of the box, other side of the box, back of the box, inlay, and the actual Defender itself. So what comes in the box? Here we have the sticker sheet that's included with the Destroid Defender. This sticker sheet allows for customization for many different units. Here we have the guide for showing where the sticker should be placed.
Macrossの空を貫いて地球を打った雷は我ら幼い人類に目覚めてくれと放たれたマクロス
Here we have the Destroid Defender, broken out into its individual parts. The Destroid Defender's pilot here is slightly larger than the Tomahawk pilot here, but other than that the models will be pretty much identical. So if we have a look at the individual parts, so here we have the main part of the Destroid. This part connects the legs and the top unit together. Now the front panel can move up and down based on this little slidey switch.
Like so.
Now this unit just plugs in to this guy here. So you can see the little clips. Just push into place and then snap up on either side. Once you do that, you can't get access to the slide switch, so you actually have to disassemble this. There's some nice little cockpit detail. Plus the ammo goes into either side, so you can either use the large ones or the small ones, depending on which way you want to set it up.
And the pilot just pops in, like so. It sits in place.
Now once the pilot's in, you can attach the main part of the cockpit. Now this goes on top of the pilot and locks him in position. Little hatch for him to get out of.
This basically just pops into the tabs. Like so. So you can empty the pilot in there just about. And just closes over. Yeah, that's fairly loose. You don't put it in right there, yep.
Now there's two sizes of ammo cartridge you can use. Now the one thing you need to watch is, this part is meant to clip in at the back. So you can see where it's already starting to scratch from clipping on to the actual main unit. So it's just something to watch out for. I prefer my paint not to scratch when possible. So what I do is I just rest this on the actual unit itself. So it just comes and I just take it, and instead of clipping it in, I just pretty much sit it in position and it holds in fairly sturdily. So you don't really have to worry about it coming out. And it means you don't actually have to fully push it in and clip it into position. In there, those little clips. Now obviously there's two sizes. You can go with the larger ones. And that's the same thing again.
Now the base unit, like the previous Tomahawk, just has a little hole at the bottom. So you line it up, push together, and once you're in position, you twist. And that'll hold it in position.
There's also some nice detailing on the arms. Now, which is also nice, is you can pull this out to get it additional movement. But also in here, there's a nice little detail of like a track runner. Now in this scale model, it's nice to have the details because that's what these guys are all about. And of course, just pushes into the port on the side. And it's the same again for the other side. And there we have our Destroid Defender.
So starting at the top, the radar spins a full 360, like so. So this cockpit also opens, like so. So the arm can do a full 360, as you'd expect. It can go up and down. Now if you pull out the arm, you get a little bit more and you'll hear a click, and it goes out further and in further. Now the hip will do a full 360, although it will actually pop the release when it hits its release points, like so you can just detach it. But unlike the Defender, there is no hip forward and back. They won't swivel forward and back. The leg base unit on the Defender is identical to the one that came with the Tomahawk, so all the same points of articulation are there. Now one of the things I didn't cover in the last video is this actually pops up, so if you push it up, it'll click, and you'll see you get slightly more room now at the hip joint, which allows for greater articulation on still very stiff joints, which are the upper part of the leg. So the hip joint will go in and out. So as you can see, there's some die cast that controls the actual hips. It still moves out sideways. The leg still bends. Now it doesn't go anywhere near the full 90, but there's still a nice bit of bend on it. So if we take the front first, it can fall forward and back, like so. In addition, there's two heel spurs that are independently posable. It's then connected to the leg on a double joint. So as you can see, there's 2 points of swivel in the hinge ankle joint. So you've got one which is the upper part and the actual lower part itself. So that rotates, and so does that. Now this joint allows for the foot to swivel.
Half the fun with these Destroids is limb swapping. Here we have the two Frankendroids, Tama Defender and Defender Hawk. What makes the difference on this type of model are the small details on its posability. Why choose this figure over a model kit? Now, what they got right are the clear parts and the movable red sensor, which is a very nice touch. But what they got wrong? An extra large ammunition store are supplied, but there's only one set of V-stickers. Even then, they only apply to a single side of the ammunition store. While the sticker sheet is already quite large, with some rearranging it would have been possible to add these missing stickers. Also, having to cut away some gate material from the back of the legs and the torso with a craft knife leads for some nervy moments, hoping you won't leave a scratch. This isn't a Gundam, it's not priced like a Gundam, and in my opinion you shouldn't have to take a craft knife to it. While I've been quite picky about this figure, at this price point there should be no excuses, and in my opinion a Valkyrie 1/60th scale version 2 is much better value for money. This is really one for the Destroid lovers and the collectors. So this was me with another review saying Sláinte.